it's your girl AR, back again to see what people really think about White History Month. So, have you heard about the petition for there to be a White History Month?
I have not.
No.
No. I have not heard that.
For White History Month? No, I've never heard of that.
Oh, really? No, I didn't hear it. Have you heard about it?
No.
No, I haven't heard about that actually.
I have not heard of that. No. A White History Month.
No.
Okay, so what do you think about that? Like, do you think it's fair? Do you think they should drop it, or
I think they should drop it.
how do you feel about it?
I mean, I agree with it because I'm black. I mean, that's just all
You
I can
agree
say.
with what?
Black History Month.
What do you think?
I don't really have an opinion on it.
Not essential.
I don't think that.
I think all history that we learn in school is white history. I think it's completely whitewashed because the oppressors write history.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, to think that they need a White History Month is kind of selfish to me.
I don't think we should be having any type of history month. I think we should just be talking about what actually happened. That's usually white people fucking stuff up.
There should be like probably 3 months of every ethnicity.
That's the least that we can have. I mean, Black History Month is a month for us to, kind of celebrate our heritage, celebrate our history. And I feel like, white Americans get to do that every day.
I feel that White History Month is every day of the year.
I think there should be, if there's Black History Month, I think there should be other history months as well, so like White History, Asian history, but in the other sense, there's so many different cultures and ethnicity, it's really hard to do. So maybe like a week or a day or something.
I disagree because I think that they already get enough recognition as it is by just existing. Like, we have to go out of our way to get our rights and stuff like that as African American or as people that aren't the majority in the country. So I feel like minorities should get their own recognition, and majorities, like, I feel like they always want to take the cake for stuff, but they fail to realize that, like, they already have their cake.
They overcame slavery to civil rights and stuff, so let them have the money. I don't know.
We didn't have to go through the same thing that African Americans had to go through. So I don't think we need a whole month to commemorate just living.
We need one along with other races and everything, but I don't have a certain feeling about them having one either. They can have one if they feel the need to. Who would be some important people we could focus on during White History Month?
George Washington.
George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson.
Any founding father would be good, or someone that
Ronald Reagan would be good.
Oh yeah.
Ronald Reagan.
Abraham Lincoln. I don't know who else.
I mean,
I guess presidents, of course, they're all white. And
I guess
Billy Graham, just people that promoted peace.
personally I would try to find maybe some white people that did important things for civil rights to try to make up for the fact that they made a White History Month.
I'd like to give credit to, people who helped out all of humanity and not just the white race.
George Washington, like the first white president, or the only president.
Probably some military leaders, religious leaders.
Found in America.
Found in America. Okay.
Pretty much everything. I don't know.
All the past presidents, besides Barack Obama, which is the current president, have been white. Maybe some of those.
What would be some important events that we could focus on?
Some important events for White History Month.
Yeah.
I mean, every day is their history, but
What could be some big events for White History Month?
I mean, I guess there's, I don't know.
We could focus on how white people have done lots of terrible shit.
World War II.
The Holocaust, maybe, stuff like that.
I'm kidding.
I can't think of any. That's why I don't think there should be a White History Month.
But I feel like a lot of white history events that only included white people usually didn't benefit everybody else, and it was just for white people. So I wouldn't necessarily celebrate that.
All the things we did to the Native Americans, all the things we've done in Africa, all the things that like we've just tortured and destroyed. We could probably focus on that.
Klan meetings and the Holocaust and things like that. You know, it's kind of you know. So yeah, I'm not really feeling the White History Month. I did anyway. So.
Okay. Do you think that racism is increasing, decreasing, or staying the same but in a different form?
I think that it's.
Oh, it's still the same. It's just they try to keep it under wraps a lot more. It's just not as out there as it used to be. People that are highest up in DC, and then you see it around here too. So it's just more under wraps. It's still the same though.
Do you think that racism is improving?
Yes.
Like you got discriminated against yesterday by some cops. Like that's.
Really? What happened? If you don't mind.
Oh, well, it was like 6, including me, 6 people, me and my black friends. And they just like assumed we got in a fight downtown. So they like followed us all the way to the dorm.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it's changing, definitely. And I mean, it's a lot like more significant. Like people talk about it a lot more, and I don't know. I think it's different than just based off of like just like the color of your skin.
I think it's staying the same in a different form. It's more like underground.
I think our awareness has increased, and our sensitivity to it is increased too. So
racism is always present in today's society. So I mean, back then it might have been a little bit worse, but I think we're improving like as time advances.
Racism isn't as strong as it used to be like in the olden days, but racism is definitely still alive, and I think it's just alive in different forms. Like it's not as blatant as it used to be, but like in the small things and how things roll around here, like racism is definitely still alive.
I think it depends on where you go. I think like in cities it's definitely not as prevalent, but I'm from the country, so, and actually my county is actually predominantly black, and I know that there is still racism there, and it's depressing to me to see that. And like private schools in areas like that are basically still carrying on segregation. Like the reason why you go to a private school in a rural area is not to get a better education, it's to not be in class with black people. It would be like preachers sending their daughters to a Christian school, but really the reason was because they didn't want them around like black people. And I'm like, how can you do this? You're supposed to like preach the Bible.
Yeah. Alright, so now I'm about to play a little game. Last part. I'm gonna say a word. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Peanuts.
Oscar Mayer. That has nothing to do with peanuts.
George Washington Carver.
Okay.
Nuts.
Nutella.
Do-rags.
Hats.
Rappers.
Waves.
Gangsters.
Head.
Bow Wow. I don't know why. I don't know why, but okay.
Twerking.
Black girls.
Big booty.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. Okay.
Oh, Ratchet.
Donald Sterling.
I don't know who that is.
Don't know.
Have no clue.
Don't know who that is. Rich.
Rich.
Oh, racism.
Clippers. Racism comments. One that just came out, yeah.
I appreciate it.
There should be a celebration of white history in addition to some other ethnicities. My thoughts are that American history is a history of multiracial stories. As I understand it, the need to recognize black history was because there was very little information in being taught or represented within the context of U.S. history. There was a specific need. I guess my thought would be that I would love for there to no longer be a need to call out any particular ethnic history, whether it's African American or Asian or Latino, and that U.S. history could be represented as such, and that it would reflect all of the nationalities and ethnicities who have played a part in the development of this nation. So I guess that would be my ideal, as opposed to trying to have some kind of equivalency among groups and say, well, if you have this, then why not that? Just be more inclusive with the story, and I think that would mitigate against the need to have special. history is represented?
Well, being a young black male in America, I feel like you're held to a different certain standard than a lot of others are, just as far as how people will look at you and how people will kind of judge you just by association, really. But I mean, I feel like as long as you just try to stay on the right path and you just do what you're supposed to do, I feel like you can end up within the same situations or better situations than people who aren't young black males. And really just don't let people judging you or trying to categorize you as being a certain thing that stop you from doing what you actually want to do. Just do what you have to do. You might have to work 10 times harder than the person next to you, but you can still do it. I won't let anything stop you.